So, hello everyone. Welcome you all in the next episode of Career Broadcast, an insider's perspective. Today, I have one of my favorite senior, who's currently doing MS program in Oklahoma State University. And so, hello, sir. How are you? And would you like to
Hello,
introduce
Ayush.
yourself to the everyone who is watching this episode right now?
Hello, Ayush. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. Yeah, it's a great feeling to give a lecture or something like the career broadcast to the students of my institution. So yeah, hello everyone. My name is Ayush Joshi, and I am currently pursuing my master's at Oklahoma State University with a specialization in petroleum engineering. So yeah, that's what it is.
So, thank you for coming, sir. Sir, let's start from the basic. It's been 3 months you've been
Mm-hmm.
in the America. So tell me, sir, what is the best and the worst experience so far you have been with?
Okay, so the best experience is like there's well-developed research methodology and the infrastructure and the facilities that they provide to you. So the course curriculum is also pretty much different from what we experience about there in India. Like in India, we all are aware about the education system that we all study at the end of the semester, right? We do not pursue our studies from like it's a habit of our personnel to not study right from the beginning, and we'll complete each and every task being an engineer at the end of
Okay.
the semester or approximately a week or two behind that.
Yes, sir.
But here what it comes is like you have to study each and every day because there are several assignments, projects um, going on each and every week. There's deadline. uh, Moreover, you have been assigned your graduate research assistantship. If you have been assigned your graduate research assistantship, then you have to devote approximately 20 hours per week to your research. So that makes it a little bit hectic. So yeah, what was the other question?
What is the worst experience?
Okay, okay. Worst experience. The worst experience is you don't have any friends over here.
Okay, yeah, you have
So
to.
you will not be able to hang out, or I mean, due to this course curriculum, the hectic nature of it, and the time schedule, so you won't be able to hang out much. And yeah, being lonely is the worst experience I am feeling over here.
Okay. Sir, let's come from the start from the initial. Sir, just when I came to college, you were like one of the good students from your batch. And sir, when and why have you started preparing for the MS? What clicks that you have to further that lets you decided that you have to further study? Okay, then why
Okay.
choosing foreign university to go and when you have started to just like I have to go and study from the abroad?
Okay, so there are two questions in this.
Huh.
Why I have chosen
And
this
yes,
and
and
when
when
I have chosen this.
when
So
you have
first of all,
decided that you have to. Yeah.
first of all, telling about the fact that why I have chosen this is like you must be aware about the fact that the foreign universities, especially in US, have the great scientific temper,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And when I have chosen it as like I have started my research in the uh, end of my sophomore year, that is the second year. So I went to Dr. Tushar Sharma, who was my advisor. I asked him, like, sir, I want to pursue research under you. Like, I want you as my guide. So the backstory of it was I was there at Kane India Limited as my, and I was pursuing my internship over there in Badmer.
Okay.
So there, my task was to enhance the polymer injection and the polymer injection techniques, because the polymer injection, what it does is like it chokes the jet pumps which are deployed over there. So I was having a project in Kane India Limited on it. So when I came back, I asked Dr. Tushar Sharma that, sir, this was my project over there and I want to pursue some research in EOR. So he told me, okay, you can work under me, and the mentor of you would be Krishna Raghav, who is a PhD student over here. So me and one of my colleague Anshi Jan, we both worked under Dr. Tushar Sharma, and so now on that project itself, we are also publishing a paper within a month or so. We have submitted that in a reputed journal. that is Chemical Engineering Sciences, with the impact factor of 4.3. So yeah. So after that, I thought that it is a well, I wanted to pursue my research, and at the end of the third year, I started looking for the colleges and stuff. So what was the first thing you have to develop is like you have to list out all the colleges that you are interested in, and to list out the colleges, what is the criteria? Because colleges
Yeah.
does not give admission to each and
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
building. So there are two major criteria for it. So for the first one is the TOEFL or IELTS if you are not a native English speaker. The second one is GRE if it is not waived off, because well, I was lucky enough to get the GRE waiver off
Yeah.
according to my
Yeah.
profile. So um, and the third and the major part is like the application package. It includes your SOP, the statement of purpose, and the letter of recommendation from your professors.
Yeah.
So that was it about. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, like you have mentioned, Tushar sir mentioned you in the last class we are having for the well test and said that okay, start
Mhm.
exploring, don't run behind the ONGC only. Just like he mentioned
Yeah.
your name that and Nahil
Yeah.
se answer name. Okay, then coming back to again that. So like that you have decided when you go to the cane oil and then but like then you have got the idea that you have to do research. So
Mhm.
just like but I was also checking and wondering to how get so like when you have decided that you have to go to foreign university for the further studies. So
Mhm.
though it had the further very great extensive, but sir it would be the little intimidating to find that because there is no such resources available for especially for the petroleum engineering students. There are barely any data available. So what was the what is the best possible way for the petroleum engineering student to start prepare for IELTS, GRE, TOEFL, and
Okay.
what is the right time to start? Just like it's so just like if I'm in the third year, so it's late too late now, or it's like when is the ideal time according to you?
So you are saying it's too late now. So there is a saying that it's never too late.
Never too late. Yeah.
You can start
Yes.
anytime.
Yes.
So at the moment you decide that you have to do something and you are very clear about that goal, then you can achieve it like in no time. I mean, you will take initial some amount of time in no time, as in
Yeah.
like if you are clear with your goal, then you can achieve it very quickly. Uh, so like when I decided that I have to do it, so it took me approximately 1 year or so to complete it. So I started it in the beginning of the third year, and I did my research as I told you. So after that, first and the foremost thing is to to make a list of the colleges that you are interested in.
Okay.
And talking about the resources, so how to make the list of it? So
Yes.
the list could be made by using a website that is called as US News. So
Yes.
US News offers you yeah, US News. So the
Okay.
US News offers you like a list of colleges on the base of filter. Like if you want to do your engineering program in petroleum engineering, or in chemical engineering, or in biomedical engineering, or etc. 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 So you can choose a filter over there. Like let's say I chose petroleum engineering, so it will
Okay.
show me the ranking of the universities worldwide
Oh.
or in the US. Based on that, US News tells you about the US. So yeah. So you can make a filter, and the top universities coming over there, like the University of Houston, University of Texas Austin, um, and yeah, Texas A&M, University of Oklahoma,
Okay.
from where our Dr.
Yeah.
Satish Sinha, yeah, have
Yeah.
graduated. You must be aware about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And Oklahoma State University, yeah. So these kind of filters you can make it. So after that, you are well aware about it that you have selected the universities. So there what it says is like it tells you what is the minimum TOEFL score, minimum GRE
Sure.
score, average GRE score, average TOEFL score, the acceptance rate. All these statistics are available on US News. So you can make a chart or an Excel file out of it, and after that, start preparing for your TOEFL accordingly. Like what is
The goal.
what is your
Decide the
goal?
goal, and
Yeah.
then prepare.
Mhm. So what you want to achieve accordingly, start preparing for TOEFL. So for the TOEFL, the best way to prepare, according to me, is not by books. It's via YouTube channel. That's TOEFL with Daniel.
TOEFL with 10. Okay.
Yeah. So the TOEFL exam is divided into 4 sections. It is reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So um, uh, initial sections were reading and listening. So in reading sections, we have comprehensions, we have unseen passages, and we have to answer a few questions related to that. That may be a single choice question, that may be a multiple choice question. In listening skill set, we have some videos, some audios. So we have to listen to it, and after that, answer the questions accordingly.
Okay.
Same goes with the speaking sections. We have been given a topic and we have to speak about it for approximately a minute or so. And we have been given a scenario and we have to depict it like what they were telling, what was their perspective, what was, let's say there were 2 people. So what was each one of them perspective? And in the writing section, we have to write an essay. We have 2 questions for that. So, and GRE, luckily, I was like fortunate enough to get rid of it, so I have never appeared for GRE, and I was waived off for it based on my profile. After giving your TOEFL and getting your scores, like filter out the colleges that you have initially selected,
Okay.
because let's say you got a score of 98.
Okay.
So you can aim
Out
for
of
colleges out of 120.
120.
TOEFL
Okay.
exam is of 120.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Let's say you got a score of 98. So out of the colleges you have selected, there may be colleges which require the score of TOEFL more than 98. So they will be out of your league. So accordingly, you have to select the colleges. And after that, what happens is like start looking for the professors in that particular universities that you've selected. So
Oh.
let's say in my university, in Oklahoma State University, what I did was when I got my TOEFL cleared. So after that, I looked for the professors in all the universities. So here, my supervisor is Dr. Prem Bikna, Oklahoma State University.
Okay.
What I did was I emailed him my profile. I said him that I have been doing this research and I want to pursue research in your laboratory. And I am this, and like you can
Yeah. Yeah.
elaborate much more about it.
Okay.
So, well, it's a very less probability that the professor replies you back. But
Okay.
yeah, if he replies, then take it as a positive note and go for applying for that university.
Okay. And you got the reply.
Yeah, I got the reply from Dr. Frame. Yeah, then I applied for it, and yeah, I got the admission. But it's never too easy. So after getting a reply, what happens is like you have to apply for it. By apply for it means you have to build up your SOP, that is the statement of purpose. You have to get the letter of recommendation from the professors. So that is the application package you have to give,
Okay.
including your transcript. That is up to 6
Okay.
semester,
Okay.
and you must be aware about the deadlines of it. So maximum good colleges deadline is for the fall semester I'm talking about. It's on 15th of December. So you have to be prepared before 15th of December if you want to go in higher studies. So let's say you are in third year right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to pursue your higher studies just after your fourth year, you have to have submit your application package before 15th of December of this year. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but there are few universities or colleges that offers admissions after December also. Like they have their admission deadlines as extended. But yeah, I'll suggest you that be as quick as possible. First come, first serve is the thing that
Is
here
the thing
is
that
common for. So yeah, that was it about.
okay, so that this is the process to shortlist the university and the Sir, if there is many question about like this like so costly and so, sir, in
Mhm.
short, can you explain what are the main factors that helps you to get partially funded or fully funded admission in these universities? Wow.
Okay, so there are two major factors that apply for it. First one is your GPA,
Okay.
and the second one is your publications or the research. So these are only and only the two major factors, major, minor, whatever you say.
Yeah.
These are the only two factors that are applicable for getting a fully funded admission in these universities. So these universities require like the GPA of minimum 3. So you need to have a GPA for getting a admission which is fully funded. That is to be approximately around 3.5 or something on the scale of 4.
Okay. On this
Yeah,
scale.
it's not on the scale of 10, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So on the scale of 4, you need to have a GPA of 3.5. And if your GPA is low, like approximately 3.2 or 3.3, around that range, then you need to have some publications of good quality.
Achha.
You need not to publish anything like any Scopus or any journal. You
So
need to have
publication as in is it's like I have a like review paper and research paper. Like publication as in what? Research paper is like big thing and review paper is like
any publication matters.
Achha, any publication matters.
Yeah,
Okay.
may it be a review paper, may it be a research paper. Review papers are in fact hard to write.
Okay. It's
Research paper is
yeah.
what you have done, what people have done over the years. You are extending a bit on it and you are publishing it. But review is what all the peoples have done over the years. You have
Mhm.
to accumulate all that knowledge
All the
in
data.
one of your publication. So that makes it more difficult and challenging than writing a research paper. Writing part I am telling you
Right.
about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then there is two factors that they publish your papers and publish and
Yeah.
GPA. So
The publications and the GPA.
yeah, I have heard about this categorization that is GPA and GRE. Sir,
Mhm.
I know as you haven't given, you have waived off GRE, but you said you have started preparing from the third year.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
you have searched for it because you didn't know that
Yes. Yes.
COVID is coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will get waived off. So what is this categorization for that is GRE and GPA?
So basically, what happens is university offers admission on the basis. So there are bars on it. Like you have to have a minimum GPA of something. You have to have a minimum GRE score of something.
Hmm.
So you can play along it. Like if your GPA score is low, then you need to have a GRE score higher. Higher as in um, a score of approximately 320 to 325 is considered as very good.
Out of 340, no?
Yeah, out of
340,
340.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So a score of 320 to 325. If you have a low GPA, I
Hmm.
mean by low GPA, I mean on the range of 3
3.2.
to 3.2.
Okay, 3
Yeah.
to 3.2.
And if you have a GPA of approximately 3.5 to 3.8 and above, then you can like have a GRE score of 310 to 315.
Just a
That will
small
make it.
request. Can you tell just like for the where there are many students who are like in first year watching this video? Can you tell that three out of four is equal to like 7 or 8 in between 8 or 9?
It's
What
3 out
it's
of
like?
4 is 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, okay, just cool. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
a continue. So sorry for interruption.
yeah, it's okay. So yeah, that was it. The compartmentalization,
Okay,
or so you have to play along. So if you are having a low GPA, then you have to get a good score in GRE. If you are having a low score in GRE, then you have to maintain your GPA on the higher side.
okay. So it's like universities like if okay then what are the best universities available for the petroleum engineering student if you apply the categorized like best universities available, so
Best universities available.
and
So
and in which and what are the universities have you applied like you have applied for the 3 to 4 universities like or
Mhm.
you have applied for the only
Yeah,
Oklahoma
yeah,
State University.
yeah. Okay, okay. So what my scene was, I have applied in Oklahoma State University for petroleum engineering.
Okay.
And in the 4 other universities that I've applied for chemical engineering.
Okay.
But at the last moment, I thought that I should give it a try, like to pursue my master's in the program that I have my bachelor's in,
Yeah.
to get more specialization on it.
That would be your first preference, that to continue with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was the first preference. So I opted for Oklahoma State University. The other universities that I've applied for was University of Maine, University of Wyoming, University of Mississippi. Um, yeah, these are the universities that I applied for.
Sir, one should go for the like so every university gives you that if you have like I have project, it's like you said you have project in the EOR thing, right? But
Mhm.
every university didn't provide that like research from this everything. So should one for the university go for the university, or should one go for the topic like
Always go
project?
for your research.
Okay, always go for your research. Okay.
Yeah. Always choose the professor that have the background in your research,
Okay.
because that way you will be having more opportunity to be getting funded rather than choosing the university over your research. I don't think it's a good idea. So first of all, list out the universities. Well, you have filtered out the universities as
Okay.
of
Okay.
now, because you have a good, if you have a good TOEFL score, then you will be aiming for the best universities itself. So the best universities in petroleum engineering, as you asked earlier, were,
Mhm.
I have already mentioned it, like the University of Texas, UT Austin,
Mhm.
Texas A&M, University of Oklahoma, Oklahoma State University,
Mhm.
and University of Houston. So these are the best universities in petroleum engineering one could get,
Okay, sir. So, like, is this part is clear, sir? Sir,
including
what
Colorado
next?
School of, sorry for cutting you out,
Okay, okay,
including
okay, okay,
Colorado School of Mines.
okay.
Yeah.
Sir, what next? What are you eyeing on the next? Or what is the next target for you? Like after completing the
Okay.
research, what is the next
Yeah.
target for you? It's like
So there's
coming
a
back
funny
to India
story.
and working for the like big companies, or like what next?
Yeah. There's a funny story behind it. So
Okay.
initially I applied for a direct PhD program, and I ended up getting a MS over here due to the funding issues. So what happened was, I applied for a direct PhD program under Dr. Bikna, and I had an interview which goes over approximately three hours or something. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a
Interview goes
3 hour
for
interview.
continuously.
Yeah, it was a continuous
Yeah.
interview for 3 hours that I have been to. So after that, there was one more competition of mine. He was having approximately 9 to 10 years of field experience. And at the end of the interview, Dr. Vikna told me that you might have a 50% chance of getting into the universities, because there is one more competitor that is from that was not from India, that was from some other other country that is not to be revealed, as
Okay.
told by.
Okay. Okay.
So so he told me that he'll ping me approximately a week or so after. So initially I applied for a PhD program, but when he called me after a week, that was on 18th of April, that I cannot forget that day, because that was the precious day for me. On that day, I got admission over here. Like, I got the confirmation that I'm getting into this university and I'm going to USA. And it was so exciting, man. Like, I could tell you.
Yeah.
It was one of the best days of my life. So when he called me, he told me that, okay, congratulations, Ayush, but there is a flaw. I said,
Oh.
what? So
That's
he
very
told me
interesting.
that we decided to offer you MS initially, and then after, if you want, you can pursue your PhD over here. You can go for a job, or you can go for any other university. So that was a win-win situation for me. I thought
Yeah.
that, yeah, it is a good, like, if I want to pursue my
Yeah.
research
Further study.
ahead,
Huh.
so I can go for another
PhD.
university, like, which is ranking more in
Definitely.
terms of QS ranking.
Mm.
So I told them, okay, thank you so much for it. He told me that although MS students get less stipend than a PhD student, but we decided to give you the same amount of stipend that we are getting. So yeah,
You're like
that
how it is
was,
a flaw. You're like it's a win-win situation.
yeah, it's so he told me that it is a flaw
It
because
is a
he
flaw.
considered that, yeah, initially I applied for PhD, but I ended up getting, I mean, he ended up giving me MS, so he thought that it is a flaw. But I was like, okay, it's not for me.
So next you will applying like like the job. I just the motto behind asking the question: what is the job if one is looking for the like MS completing after? What is the job scenario after
Job scenario.
completing? Yes.
Okay, okay. So after completing the MS, you can go to industry, you can go for your further studies. So if you want to go in the industry, you can have a specialization in if you are a graduate student, right? So you must
Yeah.
be having a specialization in something.
Yes. Yes.
So
Definitely.
you can opt for consultancy services. That is one of the best choices that I would suggest. Or you
Okay.
can do R&D program in various companies. You can go for R&D program. So these are the two major things that you can do, like either opt for the consultancy or you can deal with the R&D program that each and every company has of its own. Like you must be aware about the fact that the British Petroleum and ONGC, Kane India Limited, all these companies have sectors like the research is going on that is of worth millions and millions of dollars. So they have projects going on. So yeah, you can be employed over there, or you can opt for consultancy, like for any specialized problem in the oil and gas sector, on or in any sector of your program. Like I am from petroleum engineering, so I'm talking about the oil and gas sector. So, and if you want to pursue higher studies, that's the another option for it after completing your MS. So either consultancy, either R&D sector, or go for PhD. But after doing your PhD, there are also two things. Either go for the research, lifelong, or you can come in the academia, like become the assistant professors,
Back
or
to India, or is there
back to
chances
India,
to
or right over here.
try to?
Yeah.
So then I think it's thank you, sir, for joining us. It's been a great session. That I really enjoyed the whole session,
Thank you so much, Ayush, for
and
inviting
I think whosoever will watch this video definitely get the thing what
me.
we've covered. And thank you, sir, for joining.
Okay.
Have a great
Thank
day
you so
ahead.
much, Ayush. Yeah. You too. Bye.
I'm